Pittsburgh. As Pittsburgh grows, Freeman Health System continues to grow alongside too. When you see news, call or text our tip line at 417-208-9TIP. For News Talk KZRG, I'm Ty Albright on KIX 102.5.
A dense fog advisory this morning. It's kind of like pea soup out there, but we're going to see some rain in the afternoon, highs in the mid-40s. More rain tonight, lows nearing 44. Cloudy with a high of 50 for tomorrow. Mostly cloudy, upper 40s for Thursday.
KIX 102.5 storm tracker radar still showing pea soup all across the 4 states.
Thank you. 36 in Sarcoxy, 35 in Pittsburgh, 36 in Joplin. To get signed up for severe weather alerts, head to the KIX app.
It's time now for the KIX Kids Pledge. Today we're featuring Carthage Mark Twain, Mrs. Patrick's first grade class.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
Pea shooter.
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great job, guys. And if you'd like your class group or your kids or whomever to be on the KIX Kids Pledge, just go to KIX1025.com and click on the link on the Morning KIX page to find out how to upload your audio.
Or if it's easier, call us and we can record them at 623-1025.
Do you realize next Monday is the kickoff to this year's tax season?
Is that a yay?
Well,
Oh.
less time to file than last year, and we'll tell you why in just 20 minutes.
Here's Warren Ziders.
On KIX 102.5.
Oh my gosh, why? Why did you laugh?
Pea soup! Pea soup. Is it split pea soup, Jen?
It's like, no. I just want to get through one break this morning.
Yes, we all do.
Just one. Morning, Sarah. Morning, Megan.
It is to laugh.
Mm.
Oh, can we play them the mouse singing thing that I did yesterday?
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Let's do it without the music. Okay, I got asked to do this for creative for a commercial. So,
3 blind mice turn to 30 blind mice. They eat all your food. They chew up your shoe. The cold makes them look for a warm place to hide. They won't go away no matter how hard you try. Call bug away to get them out of your life. Now there's 60 blind mice. Now there's 90 blind mice.
I love that.
It's a little meathead mouse at the end there.
Uh-oh.
I love that one. Yeah, Bobby and I listened to it a couple more times after you left, and we were just dying.
Aspirations to be able to make money doing that.
Congratulations. Yesterday you did.
Oh, boy. Today is Tuesday. Ladies
Good job. Yeah.
ladies and foil wrinkles. It is a Tuesday.
It is Tuesday and all over the place. I said, you got to pick up your Tuesday a little bit there, and it said no.
So my phone will not straighten all the way. Well, it will. Watch.
If you really hurt it.
And I'm so curious how far I can go with that because I am now bending it past the point.
You're making me really, you're going to snap
Can you
it.
see
You're going to
this?
break it.
Can you see how far I'm bending
Randy.
over the point? But when I lay it down, it's still,
Wobbly.
well, it won't extend all the way.
You got sand in there, and it's never going to be the same.
It's never been the same as after that, but I believe it's because the points, the sides, are too close together.
They got
I
mashed.
think they need to slide out, but I can't pull. I don't know how to do that. I think when it's fallen, it's hitting and shoved it up
Mm-hmm.
onto the hinge. So the hinge is that black plastic piece,
Mm-hmm.
and it slides over that. And I think these are too far up on that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to fix it.
It might be one of those things that you just have to deal with.
Yerp. Well, I've got quite a few more months with it, and it's fine. Closes fine, opens fine, but when you start trying to type and it won't open all the way, that's really irritating.
Yeah, I bet. Good morning, Dorinda. Good morning, Lisa.
I'm thinking about breaking
Morning,
it.
Kathy. Randy, no.
My wife's saying, welcome to the world of Easy Talk or whatever they have at Walmart.
Smart Talk or Straight
Smart Talk, yeah.
Straight, whatever it's called.
Straight Talk.
Okay. What do you think?
Morning, Lisa.
What do you think of this one?
Oh, are you changing?
Well, the other one
Fell through?
already sold really, really fast. So
Where's this? That's what. Okay.
morning, Jimmy.
Now is not the time. Oh, gosh.
No, it's not the time. What?
That is a lot.
Oh, you're reading the.
Yeah, that is
Words.
a lot. Now is not the time to buy, you realize.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, mortgage rates, this is not a home buyer's market. Mortgage rates are through the roof right now. The highest they've been in 30 years, 25, 30 years. And I was listening to a deal on this this morning. There was a commentary talking about the state of the country's economy and how home prices do not indicate that because they are still off the charts. I believe you could wait a year. You would have the difference could be as much as $25,000, $30,000.
You think so?
I really believe so. Of course, Forrest is not going to want to hear that probably, but
Is that true, Gina?
she doesn't know. She's not a real estate person, but
No, but she works in banking. and
she will tell you
finances.
right now, I believe, wouldn't you support that, babe, that the interest rates, the mortgage real estate interest rates right now are stupid high. I think she just missed it. No, she didn't.
I mean, we're fortunate. You didn't look at the pictures or anything.
I don't. You got a video thing on your. Okay, it's done a lot. Thing.
What did you do?
Child started moving across the front of your phone, and I'm like, I'm out. I'm out. Oh.
I love Seneca, Megan. I think Seneca's adorable.
I do too. That when we first moved here, the kids went to school in Seneca. I think I've seen this place.
Really?
I think it's been on the market a while.
No, it just got put up yesterday.
Really? Maybe it's been resold? I swear I've seen this place. Okay, so that fireplace is not real. Obviously, right? Is it?
I don't know. I've literally only looked at it. We haven't talked to her about it or anything. 10 seconds.
For that kind of money, you should be able to get a lot. This is nice. This is
2.
KIX 102.5, the four states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen 707.
A dense fog advisory is still in effect for this morning. That's going to taper off through mid-morning, though. We'll see some rain this afternoon. Highs nearing 45. It's 36 in Joplin.
So this year's tax season is going to be shorter than last year's by a whole week.
Oh, what are we supposed to do? One less week to file our taxes?
Well, you can always take advantage of that 30% discount from the IRS.
Oh, how do we get that?
That's not a thing.
That's never
That
going to be
is
a thing.
Not a thing. How would that work anyway? A 30% discount of what?
I don't
Time.
know how much taxes you have to pay back.
Time to file your taxes. That's what
Oh, okay. That's way less exciting. I don't
we'll
like
tell
that.
you why you have less time and more about this year's tax filing season in just 10 minutes.
Here's Luke Bryan.
On KIX 102.5. It did a shutdown thing again when I was. What do I do to get into that? Just
You got to put my.
okay, never mind.
But the
Okay.
price of this house and the square footage and what you're getting with it is the most balanced of anything that we have seen in
Sure.
the market so far.
And I believe that that's an indicator of the market right now.
Yeah.
I also believe that the bottom's getting ready to come out of this. I think this is getting ready to change. The only thing, when you see a real estate trend, it's usually a buyer's trend. In other words, the prices go low and they stay low over a period of time. And that's usually because the economy is doing poorly. And that's because when the economy's doing poorly, home prices go down. Right now, you saw where we're at with our stock market, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to stay that way at all. The reason I say that, and by the way, last night, we're going to talk about this later, the S&P hit 38,000 for the first time
Ever.
So the problem with that is an average of major stocks causing that spike. If you look at small stocks in that, they are actually dropping massively, which that is the indicator of how your economy's doing, not those big spike stocks. In fact, when investors look at stock market trends, they look at those small stock averages. And right now, they are not doing well. So I think recession's a thing that nobody says anymore. But the only thing that is the variable in this is it is an election year.
Mm-hmm.
Usually election years, they are the variable in the mix. They can cause a spike like we're seeing right now in stock. They can see stock prices surge. Right after this election is usually when you see stock market prices begin to drop and bottom out. So I'm thinking by the time all this averages out, by like next January,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to see a different housing market, real estate market altogether. I think you're going to see interest rates drop again. Maybe not down to 3% like we had seen once, but I think they'll get below 5 and 4. What are they right now? And you're in the buying market. Yeah, Linda says it's most volatile during an election year. So that's good for a buyer because that means that the house prices are probably going to drop because interest prices are going to drop. While they're, what is the interest rate? Did you see?
5.63, I believe.
5.6?
Yeah.
You believe it was 2 at 1.2 something?
You've also got the VA home loan, if that means anything.
Yeah, sure, that's going to help. But you want everything that you can to work in your favor.
Absolutely.
This is something you're talking about for 30-some years. It's a long-term commitment, let me tell you. Okay, for example, my house. And you do not ever do an adjustable. I made that mistake with my first home that I purchased, which was great the first year. Year number 3, though, I about went bankrupt because of the spike in the interest rates. I could not afford my home payment.
Mm-hmm. All good things to think about.
Yeah. And I'm not saying don't buy and that there's not maybe the deal. Just that seems really, and how old is that house? That's got to be at least 20 years old.
Yeah.
And it's not a zero maintenance house. It has a brick front, but that it's got masonite siding, looks like, on the back, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's going to have to be replaced. You need vinyl. Mine had masonite on it, and tornado helped take care of that for me. But does it have a basement?
No.
Okay.
Crawl space.
Yeah. I don't personally.
Mm-hmm.
Has plays no way on your decision whatsoever. It's just personally, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Morning, Sheila. Morning, Linda. Dorinda says she might be moving to the Carl Junction area.
Carl Junction's an expensive area.
Yeah, it is.
Notoriously. Briarbrook and all that garbage.
Garbage.
Yeah. If I had my choice, my druthers, and now is the time if you want to sell your house, now'd be the time you get the best price for it. And there are still buyers. There's still people who will pay this.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of competition for buyers right now. And there's not that many houses. So there's still a lot of new houses being built.
Mm-hmm.
And until all that dies down, school taxes are higher too, Linda. You're right. In addition to the real estate prices. So, and I don't know what Webb City's taxes are compared to Joplin or other towns, but none of this is a very tax-friendly area.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see what it did when Dorinda wrote father? Because it's fat. Okay. When used in conjunction with other consonants and vowels, I believe it's okay. Sorry, Dorinda. Neosho's taxes keep going up. Sure. And they're not going to go down, I don't anticipate. But the one thing that is controllable that does change is that interest rate and then area prices. But I just feel like that house to me feels like 130,000 or 150,000, and you might make an offer for that. I mean, what's it hurt to make an offer?
Sure.
You didn't do anything, Dorinda. It automatically muted part of your word when you wrote father-in-law. KIX 102.5, the 4 states number 1 for country. It's Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 7:15.
I can't believe they're giving us less time this year to file our taxes.
I don't know why that is, but we'll explain the whole details about this year's tax season right after Scotty McCreery.
On the 4 states number 1 for country.
KIX 102.5. Be a good idea. Why?
Are there a lot of big differences between the farm and where you're at now, Dorinda? No, that day when we got just bombarded with the spammers or whatever.
We had to block certain words that they were hitting on, and fat was one of them.
We were just trying to be proactive in that sense.
Have a little control over that.
Yeah. Do you see that Kissin has got a camera now on one of our ceiling sticks?
On one of ours. They have a ceiling stick thing. They've had a camera for a long time.
Well, now it's hanging from their ceiling.
In fact, they were using OBS before we were.
Kissin?
Yeah. I went to them. Kraus put OBS in back when we had Wirecast. And I went to them when we switched over to OBS to find out how to do some setup.
What do they use OBS for over there? Who was live?
Still trying to see why it's later. Okay. Everything will not work without your ad blocker being shut off now.
The IRS usually begins accepting them the last week of January.
Last year it was on the January 16th, actually.
So even earlier than we thought.
Yeah.
I can't find it. Anything about it.
Google stuck. But it was because I talked about it. That's why.
Well, here we go.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states number 1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 719.
A dense fog advisory in effect this morning, tapering off through mid-morning. A chance of rain in the afternoon. Highs nearing 45. It's 36 in Joplin.
We'll give you a look at the weather forecast in just 6 minutes.
But we've been talking about the fact that you have less time this year to file your taxes.
Actually, we position it as that, but actually last year you had an extra week to file your taxes. So traditionally, the IRS starts the tax filing season the last week of January, which will be next week on the 29th.
Which is when you can start filing this year, yeah.
But last year, they started it on the 23rd, which was a week earlier. They have started it as early as January the 16th.
Wait, so why do they keep moving it back?
Because Bill gets the stuff done in time. I don't know, really. They say the tax deadline is going to remain the same, April 15th, which is 1 week less than you had last year.
So what's the point of giving us less time to file our taxes but keeping the deadline the same?
Bill gets this stuff done earlier on.
Oh,
I
good
really
for
don't know.
Bill.
And although the IRS won't begin accepting and processing tax returns until January 29th, you can start working on them anytime. You don't have to wait until then. You can start using your software companies, your tax professionals, and getting that stuff done ahead of time.
Is there any chance you're going to get your refund earlier if you do it that way? Because I don't know about you, but I really like refunds.
What is this? The refund?
Yes.
Refund.
Refund. It's when they give you money.
What fantasy world do you live in? Give me money. That's a refund? I like refunds and I cannot lie.
So I got to go fill out my
1040 soon,
but I need more time.
cause here comes our deadline.
I deduct
But it's not enough.
to itemize all my stuff.
My wallet took a pounding.
I need a new accountant.
So tax man, if you want all of my tax man, turn around
Stick it out.
and shove it up your butt.
Gotta pay tax.
I gotta pay tax.
It's Morning Kicks with Randy and Jen on the 4 states #1 for country.
KIX 102.5.
Telling it like it is. That's what we're doing today. You betcha.
I forgot that was on that
I
song.
heard stick it out and shove it. Okay.
And we're like, oh.
I wish we still did.
Sarah says, what's a refund?
Yeah, right? I pay.
The Joplin fire truck's been out of control. No, I hadn't heard about that, Sheila. What happened? Morning, Floyd.
That sounds so disgusting. Sonic's peanut butter bacon cheeseburger.
Okay, here's the deal. There's a place in Manhattan that makes peanut butter burgers and peanut butter tacos that
Stop it.
are so good.
I doubt that.
It's one of my favorite things to get from there. It's amazing.
I think so.
Yeah, it's really good.
I,
It sounds crazy, but you got to try it.
What is the sandwich with the syrup or with honey?
Monte Cristo?
Monte Cristo. That I can barely tolerate. I'm like, there's parts of my brain going, what? We can't figure this out. So we got a Twisted Takes Tuesday. I was going to say that you're going to like, but that's not true. That will put you off your lunch today. You can use that as a dietary supplement.
Mm.
Interesting. Jen's apparently had some work done in the new year.
It was a really good deal, you know?
So.
I agree.
I believe there needs to be accountability.
Mm-hmm. Now let me scroll up Dorinda.
That's going to create a lot of bad blood if I do that. But I
It
feel
will.
like something needs to be done.
Our place is 1 acre
And
house.
I don't believe, the push off that said, well, it's higher up that's causing it.
I don't either. So is it going to take a lot of work then to get it finished the way that you want it to be? And 25 acres.
Man, if I could have my druthers, I would sell my house in a minute and move south of town. I would love a place with about 15, 20 acres.
What would you do with it?
What would I do with it?
Yeah, with that
I would
acreage.
clean it up, probably put a horse or two on it.
Mm-hmm. A hobby farm?
Yeah. No, not even a farm. I wouldn't call it a farm. Just, I would love to have forest
Mm-hmm.
and maybe a little bit, just enough grass to, feed the horses.
Yeah.
And I'd want a couple of outbuildings and maybe about the same size space we have now.
Thank you, Jennifer.
It'd be nice to have the studio in a separate place. And I would want it off the highway, off the road. That to me would be a dream. And we actually went and looked 2 years ago when housing prices were super low, or not low, but affordable. And the interest rates were super low. That's the big thing. You could handle a deal like that if you didn't have to deal with the interest rates. Have you looked at what final price of that payoff price would be?
No. I just saw that.
In interest? Yeah. So when we were looking, we could not find anything that was near. Okay, we knew what we could get for our house on average.
Sure.
So we went looking in that price range for another house. There was nothing nearly as good as what we had. Everything was old, dated, needed work, needed improvement, or was too small or in the wrong place. There was nothing. So we gave up. We're like, it's obvious that we have the best possible option for our price range.
Yeah. Used to have horses off the highway. House sits back up road on a hill.
Nice.
Sounds great.
Love it. I wish.
I'd like a little bit of land and a little Highland cow, the little fluffy ones.
I don't want no cows. Good gosh.
Little fluffy cow.
No.
Yes, land is
You've
crazy
obviously
expensive right now.
never raised them. You don't want cows.
So there was a girl that I met at St. Jude, and she's got a little hobby farm, and she's got a Highland cow, and she's got a donkey and chickens.
Highland cow. Highland is a brand.
Not Highland.
Jersey.
No. It's not Jersey.
Holstein. Is it the black and white one?
No. The
Highland is a company.
Yeah, the Highland cattle, the fluffy ones.
That is not a cow breed. Oh, Highland. Highland. Okay.
Not
okay.
Highland like the milk. Highland, I was right.
Yeah, you're right. Scottish Highland.
Yes.
Yeah. Again, you've obviously
it's
not
just so
kept and
precious.
raised them.
No.
They get out, they're messy.
She's got a miniature one, and it's precious.
A pet, in other words.
Yes, and it's very cute.
I would not have chickens. I would not have pigs. I would not have cows. I would not have a garden. Don't even mention it. I would have a horse and ride it occasionally. I think.
No garden?
No garden.
Why?
No. I hate work because I grew up having to do that. I hate gardens. It's a hassle. It's a pain in the butt.
Oh, there's so many cool things you can do with the
I
garden,
like to
though.
sit by the pool in the summer, not hoe in the garden. We bury the hoe in the garden, along with the shovel and the rake.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I would try to make it as zero maintenance as possible.
Yeah.
Zero grass, eliminate the grass as much as possible. The house that we had built, my dad built for my mom and his retirement, which then they got divorced. So the log cabin, it was in a forested area. There was no grass.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, they took and did bark gardens and stuff like that. So it was zero maintenance. It was all pine needles and stuff. They did walkways and sidewalks and split rail fence.
That could be expensive if the whole thing needs heat and air.
Oh, yeah. You're talking a good $10,000, $11,000 right there.
And if you're, I don't know how much you get for your house, though, but if you're already having to buy out that part of the house.
Yeah, a lot of the time you can make that contingent on the owner, has to add that. Or,
I mean, she's talking about buying the house out from her father-in-law passing. Thinks it won't take a lot to finish, having the money, time, and energy at our age.
10 or 11 grand.
Yeah. Bye, Kathy. Have a good one.
You almost have to expect that. You're gonna do that, and improvements and changes, paint. It's very rare you move into a house and you don't have to spend a massive amount of money. Certain repairs. There's always something.
Mm-hmm.
Did MJ ever come in yesterday?
He did.
Oh. Why would smart things turn off the Wi-Fi?
Seg. No. Yes.
KIX 102.5, the four states number one for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 7:30
Here's Chris Jansen.
on KIX 102.5.
No, I was right the first time.
Huh?
I was right the first time. I got to put a song in.
So, speaking of the stock market and its roller coaster that it's been on here lately, we'll celebrate the $38,000 spike. 'Cause that's what it is a spike. It is not going to stay there.
Yeah, that's the Dow closed about 38,000 for the first time ever.
The stock market is very manic depressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jennifer says no school for McDonald County today. Dirt roads are still slick.
Really?
Everything up here is just wet.
How is that possible? I mean, the temperature in McDonald County is 38.
Yeah, but if they've got a bunch of rural dirt roads that people aren't driving on consistently.
How can it be frozen in 38-degree temperatures?
Ooh, I love a fireplace. It'll cost us $175,000 to buy them out. That's a chunk of change there, Dorinda. Sarah says they spent $1,300 on paint when they moved into their brand new house.
Sure. That's easy to do. And that's when you want to do it. Don't think, oh, we'll do that later. Don't. You will not. And it will cost more, and it'll be way more of a hassle. The time to do it when you're moving in.
Wow. In 1981, the average 30-year fixed interest rate was 16.63% in 1981.
Yes. So my parents, the dream was a fixed 6. That was what everybody dreamed of, and there was no way to get it during the 80s. So when the interest rates began to drop was in the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff began to come down, and when it hit fixed 6, everybody, that was huge news. Then it ended up going down as low as 2 or even lower than 2 there for a little window. There were some people who got 1 point something interest rate. Can you imagine? That's like free money.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So according to Bankrate, the lowest since 1973 average.
Yeah, average, of course, that's not going to
2.96 in 2021.
Yeah. That was 2021 was a huge year for that. And there were some drops down to below 2%.
That's wild.
But I remember it being 8-10% when I was buying my first home. And I was so proud when we refinanced that the first time. I got an adjustable 4. and it went up to 8 the next year. And I'm like, oh, that's double,
Right.
on the interest payments. So we were able to refinance and get a fixed 6. And even though I saw it dropping down to 4 again and stuff, I just stayed there because that was such a desirable amount.
Yeah.
But then when we came up here and interest rates dropped, I think we got down. I don't know what we have now. I think it's 3 something.
Have a great day, Sarah.
So part of the problem, talking economics, which is boring, but consumer spending is still off the charts. People are still spending like crazy. And the Fed raising interest rates is supposed to help control that so that inflation doesn't get out of hand. And even though they've raised interest rates, what was it I was reading? 10 times? Or was that? In 15 months, it raised interest rates by 5.25 percentage points, which is a lot, but it's not done anything to control spending.
Wow, so this is the most that it's been since 2001, the current interest rate.
And I think we'll see it.
Appraisal on the farm is $263,000.
Wow.
Wow, indeed.
And that's another thing. At this point in my life, I don't want to be heading into that kind of debt. I'm almost have my house paid for.
Good for you.
Another few years. I mean, it's under 10 grand left.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to not having that over my head anymore, which my house payment isn't bad. It's like 6 something.
Oh, wow, that's way cheaper than I even paid rent.
Yeah. So, but that will be a lot of money that I will suddenly have and be able to throw, not to spend, to put into retirement, roll back over into that. But it'll be nice to have that. And I've been working toward making the house maintenance free so that when I do get older, I don't have
Here we go.
a whole bunch of maintenance to take care of. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 737.
Still some areas of dense fog this morning, but rain only in the afternoon. Highs nearing 45. It's 36 in Joplin.
And we'll give you a look at the weather forecast and 4 states news in just 25 minutes. Plus, in the next hour,
We want to know, what should you never share?
and that doesn't necessarily mean social media. It can, but we're also talking about like physical things.
It could be like the fork you just used to eat your meal. Don't share that.
Or your underwear.
Ew, Randy.
What? You don't want to? Do you? Oh, you think you should? Then.
No, I don't think you should. That was a good answer. You should never share your underwear.
See? 623-1025. Or you can tell us on Facebook. What should you never share?
So I don't know if you saw this, but history was actually made. The Dow closed above 38,000 for the first time ever on Monday, which again sets a record high and capping a steady rise that stretches back to about last week.
S&P 500 also reached a record high. It closed at 4850. It's a little nerve-wracking, though, because these are spike stocks. In other words, the baseline stocks or your smaller stocks, they're still falling.
Okay, so what does that mean? What do you think is going to happen?
If I knew, I'd be rich, but if indicators or anything, that does not mean that the stock market is necessarily in a good place. It means you've got some big stocks that are spiking the average. So,
Well, I mean, it's got to be doing pretty well. I mean, this is the highest it's ever been.
it's just back and forth this way, that way. Who can tell? This, to me, is a good description of our stock market. Like a roller coaster. If, and it seems like it's always this way, if you could, let's say you had a free place to live for the next year, and you had a house to sell, you'd sell it now and get this massive amount of money for it and sit on that money for a year and then wait until the bottom drops out of the real estate market, then buy. Oh my gosh, you could make so much money if you could do that.
That's a big hope that's going to go back down.
That what's going to go back down?
The interest rates.
Oh, it will. I mean, I think it will. But it's been low for so long that, of course, it's going to trend upwards. I don't know that we'll ever get back down to that 2-1 place. They're not going to let that happen again. Did you say it was 5 something right now?
Not anymore, apparently. As of today, according to Bankrate, it's 6.8.
I believe it'll go higher than that. But I think there will be a point somewhere in this up and down phase that it will drop back down to around 5 to 4 again. But I don't believe it'll go lower than that. You can ask Mr. Know-It-All, and see what he thinks. He should be able to give you it, but I think he'll agree with that. Gina always knows what the interest rates are. She doesn't tell me because when it used to go low, I'd be like, let's refinance. And she'd be like, shut up and sit down. She's like, no. For one thing, you have closing costs. You have all of those other expenses that go along with refinancing.
Right.
Plus, it's a lot of work.
So it's gone down some. In October last year, it was 7.79.
Mm-hmm. But it's trending up now.
Yes.
They arrested a guy at JFK Airport in New York City yesterday for smuggling 40 pounds of cocaine hidden inside of sealed bags of jumbo shrimp. It might raise some eyebrows, but that's actually a starter kit to work at Red Lobster. Hi there, Morning KIX.
Are you still doing what you should not share?
Yeah, what you think you should not share?
I think you should not share, and this probably won't make it on the radio, but your STD.
Oh, yes, absolutely. That's
Please
a good
do
answer.
not share that.
I shared it with you. You should get treated and not share it.
Though, I've heard of couples who fall in love and get together and they find out one of the couples has that and they agree that they will share that.
I've heard of that too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's disgusting.
It's the big spreader.
Have a great day.
Why did that
What?
description come out?
What?
I'm like, "Whoa."
What?
She's a big spreader. Yeah, you're right. It will not.
I mean, she's not wrong. I don't.
I was thinking that 40 pounds of shrimp, if somebody was on an airplane with me with that on them, I'd be calling the cops anyway.
Why?
You imagine riding with somebody for 3 hours on an airplane that's carrying 40 pounds of shrimp? No, thank you.
The smell of that one. I want shrimp now, though. Shrimp sounds good.
A man in Southern California got arrested over the weekend after entering a Planet Fitness gym, stripping naked and threatening the patrons there with a knife. I've seen some of those people, I think, at
Wait
Planet
a second.
Fitness, I think. Yeah.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
He's going to love the gyms in prison. Everybody in the gym decided to get some cardio in and ran for their lives.
Hi. Right? Okay. No.
That would be a heck of a deal, Dorinda. That would be a nice thing to own too, and it would be I think that would be a good investment if you could do that. For what you're saying, that would be an asset to have, and it would be a nice thing to have in your family too. I mean, to me, that's a legacy item that, for your children and your grandchildren could have. I mean, a property like mine, let's be honest. I mean, my children, and when we die, they're going to sell that sucker off immediately, and more power to them. Sell it and split it. Nobody wants that. Who wants to live in the middle of Joplin? Not me.
I
totally get that. I agree with Paul. That'd be like a dream property to have, especially back off the highway, a mile back that would be so nice. Private road.
Nice and quiet.
So nice. You can pee in the yard.
That's
I miss peeing in the yard.
where you go with that?
Yeah. Even the house, the last house I had, if at night, if I want to, I could go pee in the yard. Can't do that in town.
I've never
really, really frown on that.
I've never really had the urge to just go pee in the yard.
Well, if you go regularly, you won't have the urge. But if it does hit you, that is true,
yeah,
Megan.
Agreed.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. Warm water does taste round. And cold water is pointy.
Mm-hmm.
It'll jab you in the throat.
My drink is very pointy this morning.
Mine's very round. It's almost just more like oval shaped. That would be nice too, Floyd. A small firing range. That's another thing. The only time I can shoot my gun in the city, and I can't really do that, is on New Year's or 4th of July because there's a risk of the bullet dropping and hurting someone. But on your own property, you can shoot your gun whenever you want to. Mm-hmm. I have to, if I want to shoot my gun, I either have to go to my neighbor, which he's more than willing to pay for the range fees and everything, but it's stupid expensive to go to a private firing range, a safe one, to do that. You're absolutely right, Floyd. That would be so nice. Another one of the benefits.
We're going in a minute 25.
You guys don't realize it right now, but she's actually doing voodoo on you. She is casting spells. You witch.
You got him for me.
What a mistake. What a mistake that was. I wish I'd gotten that accordion with Frida on it.
You had to have known what was going to happen. Come on.
I did not know they were going to stay in here. I thought she can put this at her desk as a decoration. Nope. Maraca Monday. I think y'all only get that one day. No, that's going to ruin the whole week.
Maraca Monday. I still want to do something like with the game of Jenga. Like they do.
Yes.
But I want to
think
do
that was
something
cool.
more, I don't know.
Is there another physical type game like that we could do that would be have a lot of visuals? I would buy it if there was.
Does that have to be visuals? Operation makes the buzzy noise.
That's not ongoing. Like, I feel like where we could do one move at a time,
A puzzle.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. It's Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
Still some patchy fog this morning. A chance of rain in the afternoon and highs in the mid-40s. It's 38 in Joplin.
We'll give you a look at the weather forecast in just 11 minutes, along with 4 states news.
Plus, in the next hour, we want to know, what should you never share?
Ever. Never share with anyone. And we're not necessarily talking like secrets or personal facts like on social media. You could be talking about items or things
Something physical.
Yeah. So what is something you should never share with anyone else?
You can call or text to let us know, 417-623-1025.
Maybe how much you're getting on your tax refund if you're getting one this year.
Hopefully you're getting one. Who doesn't want a tax refund this year?
Well, I think it's hilarious how couples oftentimes have different ideas of what to do with the tax refund.
Well, you should probably use it to make some minor renovations on the house, or maybe take a nice little couples vacation, a massage.
See, that's and any guy would be like, nuh-uh. So the idea that the couples have these different ideas of what to do with the tax refund, I think can best be described with a his and her diary.
And now, his and her diaries. She wrote,
We did our taxes tonight and we're getting a nice refund. I can't wait to do something fun with it together. Maybe we can have a romantic weekend, or we could buy a new dinette set. I know, we should do a project around the house. We can redo the half bath. Just the two of us together.
on the very same day, he wrote,
My wife wants to spend our refund check together. Guess I'll have to take her with me when I buy new golf clubs.
Stay tuned for more his and her diaries.
TAG stands for touch and go. No, I never knew that. Did you know that? TAG stands for touch and go.
Does it? Is this a Meganism?
Yes.
Is it really?
So when someone says it's a little touch and go right now, it's a little tag right now.
I don't know if it is for sure.
That's
That
what I
may
was
be an
gonna say.
ironic thing, but I don't know that's what it necessarily means, Megan.
Well, I've decided that Megan is right, and
You're
I'm
just
going
gonna
to
go with
believe that.
So they released the Razzie Awards yesterday in addition to the Oscar nominations. Not that anybody cares about
So
those.
the Razzies are the ones that were bad, right?
Horrible. The worst movies from last year.
Okay.
So they released the nominees for Worst Picture. The Exorcist Believer. That was the new sequel Exorcist
Oh,
movie.
I watched The Exorcist. Ooh,
The Expendables.
I don't even know what that one is.
Yeah, you do. That's the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, and all those action movie guys are in that together. And it's nothing but catchphrases and old muscled up dudes, you know.
Okay.
Then Meg 2, The Trench.
Like the Megalodon?
I tried to watch some of this. I tried to watch. I mean, even suspending all disbelief and everything, it's just stupid. And a lot of it is in foreign languages, in Chinese and stuff. So Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Didn't watch that one, but I heard it was just horrible. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. The worst prequel remake, ripoff, or sequel. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. I kind of like that.
Really?
Yeah. The Exorcist Believer, Expendables, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I went and saw it in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
Had a good time seeing it in the theater. I didn't think it was that bad. I mean,
Were you enjoying yourself in the theater? Maybe that's why.
maybe. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. So, worst actor? Russell Crowe in The Pope's Exorcist. He was a little stupid. Vin Diesel in Fast X. If we're going to get our family. I can't do his voice. Chris Evans in Ghosted. Jason Statham in Meg 2, The Trench. I was so shocked to see him in this movie. And I even commented to my wife when we were trying to watch the beginning of it. I said, how sad is that? You remember when he used to be in good movies? I was like...
I used to really like Jason Statham.
Mm-hmm. Worst actress, Anna de Armas in Ghosted. Megan Fox and Johnny and Clyde. Actually, I think she got nominated for a couple of them. Salma Hayek in Magic Mike's Last Dance. Jennifer Lopez, The Mother. Ellen Mirren in Shazam, Fury of the Gods. And they've got worst supporting actress. Megan Fox got it for Expendables.
So basically, The Exorcist, Believer, Expendables, Shazam, Winnie the Pooh, those are the worst ones.
Yeah.
Maybe toss a little Meg 2 in there, little...
Wouldn't it be cool if we could turn this into some kind of class action suit where we sued these companies for how bad the movie was?
We all need compensation. Morning, Tiffany. Yeah, when you're playing the game tag, what are you doing? You touch and go. Touch and go. I'm with you.
I think any film with a number in the title instead of a letter, when they replace a letter with a number, that automatically ought to be nominated for a Razzie.
Isn't that what the Expendables did?
Expendables did it. Taken did it. Remember Taken 3 where they replaced the E with a 3?
Mm-hmm.
Too Fast, Too Furious. Scream, they did the A with a 4.
Yeah.
Layer Cake, they did the A with a 4.
I've never heard of Leo Cake. I can't even say it.
It's on my list here, so.
I made, for Beans' birthday dinner last night, she wanted coffee cake and scrambled eggs. And so I made coffee cake. And then she wanted vanilla cake with red frosting on top. So then I made another cake, vanilla cake with red frosting. So we were all about the cake yesterday. And then we still have my carrot cake. No, not carrot cake, cookie cake. You're the only one that eats molded cake.
Has anybody watched the new documentary on Netflix about the Vallejo, California kidnapping? The kidnappings, I guess you should say.
No.
It's getting a lot of attention right now. It's American Crime, I think it's called, or something like that. Really, really, really good. I have never been so mistaken about my presumptuations as I was on this documentary. So when it starts, it tells the story about this man and this woman. They're a couple. He calls the police department one day at 10 a.m. and says, my girlfriend's been kidnapped. She was kidnapped the night before. He didn't call the police till 10 a.m. His reason for that was he was tied up. He was drugged. These guys broke into his house wearing wetsuits and stuff and shining weird strobe lights in their eyes, saying they were from a military militia deal and that they had kidnapped her. She was just gone, and the cops thought he had done something with her body, or had done a fake kidnapping. The FBI gets involved. They think the same thing, and then she shows up. I forget how many days later, but she shows up 400 miles south in Huntington Beach, California, at her father's house. Just stumbles up to the door, and the cops bring her in and everything, and she says she's been kidnapped. They believe that she has faked it. The movie Gone Girl, if you remember that, was out at the same time, and it's about a woman who fakes her kidnapping and everything. They thought she was doing that she was wasting. In fact, the police came out and said she's wasted the department's money, taxpayers' money. They accused her of lying about it. They did a rape. She said she'd been raped. As part of this, they did a rape kit on her and said that it was inconclusive. And then you find out that the FBI agent in charge of this, the SAC, was dating the guy's ex-girlfriend. Then they start getting emails from the kidnappers, and the kidnapper saying, she really was kidnapped. We kidnapped her, which makes it look even more suspect. And I'm not going to spoil it. You'll have to go watch it. It's only 3 episodes, I think, but it was really, really, really well done. And I was so ashamed at the end of it all.
Really?
Yes, because of the way I was like, oh, he's lying. Oh, she's lying. They weren't lying.
Spoiler alert.
Now, well, it's common knowledge. You may even remember her.
What's her name?
Hold on.
Abducted in Plain Sight?
No.
American Nightmare?
American Nightmare. That's it. American Nightmare. Yeah. And it's the story of Denise Huskins and Aaron Quinn. Yeah. Very, very true story. It happened in 2015. So only 9 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
American Nightmare is the name of it. And if you get the chance to watch it, it's really, really good. There was another movie. I told you guys about the other movies we'd watched on Netflix this weekend. Last night I watched stand-up comedians got a new special. Oh, what? Dusty Shay.
I don't know who that
Dusty Slay is his name.
Dusty Slay?
Dusty Slay is his name.
Slay.
Because his website is dustyslay.com, and he was getting weird traffic on his website, so he got a hold of GoDaddy. He's like, I'm not sure if I was talking to the daddy, but they said, so your website is dustyslay.com. He's the guy who goes, all right, we're having a good time. He's always touching himself and waving. He tells people that we're having a good time. He goes, I don't leave it up to chance. I let you know that we are having a good time.
It's called American Nightmare, Floyd.
Yeah, it's really, really, really good. And never been so wrong. Usually on these documentaries, I'm like, they're guilty, and you can figure that out pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, and I know on documentaries, that's the big thing now is the gotcha. That to where they spin things on its heel, and you don't know what's going on.
Right.
And at the end, you're like, I did not expect that at all. But usually you can see through most of those. This one, you cannot.
Yeah.
I have never seen a couple look more guilty. And me go, they're lying. They've just got the most flat personalities I think I've ever seen.
Yeah?
Really do.
Great.
And that worked against them.
Here we go. Still some areas of fog this morning. That's going to taper off through mid-morning, though. Some rain this afternoon with highs in the mid-40s. More rain and fog tonight, a low near 45. Clouds for tomorrow with highs in the low 50s. Mostly cloudy, upper 40s for Thursday.
KIX 102.5 storm tracker radar still showing fog and heavy clouds across a lot of the 4 states.
36 in Carthage, 35 in Pittsburgh, 38 in Joplin. To get signed up for severe weather alerts, head to the KIX app.
We're talking about the thing that you think you should never share with anyone else.
And it can be on social media, but it doesn't necessarily have to be on social media.
It could be a physical thing. So what is something that you think you should never share with anyone else?
Call or text to share with us, 623-1025.
Here's Luke Bryan.
On the 4 states, number 1 for country.
KIX 102.5.
What are you doing? Did you guys go get signed up for the New Year, New You giveaway from Dr. Flies? If you haven't, you should. Here's the phone.
Wow.
What?
Oh, my gosh. Hold on. Hi there, Morning KIX. What's something you should never share with anyone else?
Your toothbrush.
Oh,
yes.
yes.
Why would you do that ever? I'll be like, no, it's yours now. You keep it.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
So this guy, Dusty Slay.
Mm-hmm. What about him?
Well, he has developed this character. Really developed. Come here, and this is what he looked like. Okay.
Oh my gosh, my knee.
Post college attempt, doing blue collar jobs and everything. This is him now. Oh, he has a podcast. I wanted you to see some of it. He's one of these clean comedians that are becoming so popular these days.
I like country, though. I like that country song that's 5 o'clock somewhere. You know that song? The song that justifies drinking any time of the day? You say it's 5 o'clock, it's okay, right? It only works for drinking, though. You can't show up late for work and be like, hey, 9 o'clock somewhere. Be nice if that did work, though. If your boss is like, well, I can't argue with that logic. Hell, get in there.
Touching.
Hell, by that logic, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's get out of here. The drink, what are we even doing here? I don't know why we keep track of time the way we do sometimes, you know? Like the other day, I asked this guy, I was like, hey, man, what time is it? He was like, it's 20 to 4. I was like, listen. If you don't know, just say you don't know. Don't give me some kind of weird math problem. Just because I'm not wearing a watch, you know what I mean? Now I got to take a quiz to get the time. I don't know why we break it down like that, you know? It's not shorter. 20 to 4, 3:40, it's about the same, right? We don't break anything else down like that. We're not like, hey, what's this cost? $28.
He points it out. It's a nervous tick thing.
How old are you? 6 to 40. What month is it?
It's his
15 to
thing,
February. Doesn't make sense. I don't know why we're doing it. I do like that song, It's 5 o'clock somewhere, though. There's a line in the chorus where he says this. He goes, it's only 12:30. It's 12:30, just to be clear. He said, it's only 12:30, but I don't care. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Right? Well, that's not true. You know what I mean? It may be 5:30 somewhere. We don't lose a half hour just because you change time zones. That's not how that works, Alan Jackson. That's a good song. I don't know how many people are familiar with that song. It's a good song. At least you've all heard.
All right. The Tonight Show.
All right. We're having a good time. Okay. I just got a new TV recently, and I wanted to get rid of the old one. But I didn't want to throw it away, so I decided I would take it to Goodwill. I showed up at Goodwill with this old TV. The Goodwill guy was like, nah. He said, we don't take TVs like that anymore. But they did take it later that night when they were closed. I'm not getting rejected from Goodwill, is what I'm telling you. I didn't get my receipt, though, so I'm going to claim that on my taxes. That'd be a tough year. You ever do that? You drop off a bag of clothes at Goodwill, and they're like, you want a receipt for that? I'm like, nah, I don't want proof I ever owned these clothes. It's like, you see what I'm wearing. Imagine what I'm giving away for free. All right. I like to wave like this. I do this a lot. I like to wave like this at the end of a joke. Just let you know that joke's over. I like to get picture frames at Goodwill. Sometimes you get a good deal on a frame. Sometimes you can get pictures of other people's families. I don't know how that happens. People are like, well, I'm done with this frame and this family. Yeah, they mean a lot to me, but not enough to bend the staple at the bank.
He says, yeah, I do this. I touch here. I do a lot of this. Sometimes I'll put my hand back. He goes, I'm like a third base coach. I'm just trying to get you home. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 808.
Still some areas of dense patchy fog this morning, but that's still going to burn off eventually. We'll see some rain in the afternoon, highs in the mid-40s. It's 38 in Joplin.
We'll give you a look at the weather forecast in about 15 minutes, but we're talking about the thing that you should never share with anyone else.
Whether that's physically on social media, just metaphorically, what should you never share with anybody else?
What do you think it is? You can tell us at 623-1025 or on Facebook.
Here's Chris Stapleton.
On KIX 102.5. He's the kind of comedian that is cumulative. The more you watch him, the funnier he gets.
Mm-hmm.
There was a point where we were barely able to breathe. But you go through phases too. I noticed there's ups and downs to his flow
Mhm.
where I played a game through one part of it, and just checked out. But another point where we're laughing so hard at something he had said or done that Nate
Bargatze.
Bargatze is that way. He's that way. You can go through very lulls in his comedy. And he's also that very flat, deadpan type delivery.
Mhm. I love that.
And he also got his start off of a Netflix special on stand-up comedians. That's where Dusty got his start. He'd been doing stand-up for years, but he was on one of those little features, and it got so much attention.
Mm-hmm.
Nate Bargatze's career was launched off of a stand-up comedian showcase they had on Netflix. That guy's hilarious. I love him. He's another one of the clean comedians. Him, Brian Regan. There's a bunch of those, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just the language is not a part of their shtick. I admire that. Oh, Jen's blurry. There she is. Oh, his name, Floyd, is Dusty Slay. Or were you meaning the name of the documentary? I think he was meaning the name of the documentary.
Mm-hmm.
So Reddit had a deal. They were talking about quitting without notice. If you've ever done that, have you ever quit a job without giving notice? I have twice.
I guess once.
Maybe more. Twice that I remember. All the others I've always given notice. But once, my first job in radio, they told me I was going to have so many hours and so much income. And then they yanked that carpet out from underneath me just like 2 days later. Flat out lied to me.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't give me any notice on that either. I mean, they just called me and said, starting today. And I said, well, starting today, you're going to have to find you somebody else to do that job because I'm not going to.
Yeah.
And they was like, won't you give us any notice? And I was like, you didn't give me any notice. I said, I'll finish out the day, but I didn't. I left an hour early. Left a song playing on a record. That was good. And then, what was the other one? Oh, yeah, the one time I tried to do home health, I said, I won't be back tomorrow. One day. Oh, yeah, and another substitute teaching. Yeah, that was the other one. You know, I went and told him, I was like, I won't be back tomorrow.
Or are you substitute teaching?
Junior high choir. Yeah, that was. Hi there, Morning KIX. Hello.
Dustin, you there?
He's here. He is there.
Hey,
There's
how
Dustin.
are you doing? Cat, you staying dry today?
Is your last name Slay? No, it's not. It's not.
You want to hear some Garth today?
Oh.
What about George Strait? Do you like George Strait? Okay.
We'll get some on for you. Thanks,
birthday.
Dustin. Love the way he signs off.
So how did you get a job substitute teaching?
Well, when I
choir?
Had to, when I came back to Missouri from Los Angeles, I've been an associate instructor with the theory department at Musicians Institute. And I mean, it cost quite a bit to get certified in Missouri. You had to have your, at that time, there was you had to show all your schooling and everything, and then you had to pay your state certification license stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I did all that thinking, this is what I'll do now. I taught there, I'll teach here. It's a lot different environment in junior high schools and high schools than it is in college. One group wants to be there, one doesn't.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I did that one day. Came back, got hired on at the local school, which it was one of the biggest schools in Missouri. There are 3 5A schools. It was one of those. And Yeah. And I was like an assistant my senior year with the music instructor at the high school. And so I had done kind of that thing before and wrangled junior highs, but it's a lot different when you're 17, 18 than it is when you're older.
Yeah.
And they look at you different when you're one of them than when you're a teacher.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, I knew real quick. Nope. Not going to do that. So I told the superintendent, I said, don't call me again. Let my certification lapse and have never looked back.
Megan walked out of the deli. She said 2 days in, I was left alone. Someone started yelling at me because I sliced their lunch meat too thick.
We're doing them a favor, Megan. This guy on here says, closed a big deal with a nice commission check heading my way until they said that the client wasn't mine. Therefore, the check would be going to the correct sales rep. I've seen this happen before.
Oh, no.
The correct sales rep just happened to be related to the boss. I left that day. Yeah.
Hi, Harry.
This person says, Dillard's told me to clock out and work all night because Regional was coming in to inspect the store. So they wanted me to work for 8 hours moving around heavy stuff for free.
No.
In high school, this person says, when I worked at a grocery store. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX.
Wanting to know, what should you never share?
623-1025 to text or tell us.
Here's Lainey Wilson.
On KIX. Person said, in high school, when I worked at a grocery store, I was somehow the only person scheduled to work on a Saturday night. Literally the only person. Not a janitor, a manager, a bag boy, no one else. I was 16.
Yikes.
Never went back. This person said, I used to work at an IHOP in high school part-time. They were scheduling me during school hours and calling me when I wasn't showing up. This person said, my brother had just died. Would have been the first Christmas without him, and I was expected to work because it's not like you have kids. I was about to be a senior in high school, this person says, 17 at the time. Boss didn't give me a raise because you're a kid. What do you need with money? You're going to buy toys with it?
To a 17-year-old?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Quit on the spot.
Yikes.
My car got broken into on the work site. Full camera coverage. Company refused to provide the police with the film of the offenders. They were concerned with privacy.
What? Makes you wonder what the company was hiding.
This person says, I was told I could no longer sigh while at work.
Was this person being obnoxious, or what gives? Oh, do we not have any more?
Nope, that was it. That's all I got.
Oh, okay. I liked those.
There is a Thai shaman that has apologized publicly, confessing to charges relating to videos of him casting spells over clients' anuses and genitals.
What?
Yeah, he
Why?
promised to stop doing it. The magic man's name is Apiwarasit Huang Sang. He goes by the name Ajarn Man, of course. Has been posting videos of himself performing rites, casting spells on the client's private parts. The videos have been taken by staff and friends and were intended to be shared with potential clients to inform them of his spell casting services. He claims his clients include politicians and celebrities, and he apologized and promised to stop offering such services and to focus his spells on other areas of the body, such as faces, arms, and hands. What the heck did I just read?
Why do you need to cast spells on?
Now what you do is you have them cast a spell on your arms and hands and then rub them all over. Wasn't this a movie? Harry Potter and the Spell-Cursed Willy? He turned my brother-in-law's into a newt.
Mm-hmm. Got 13 seconds.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
Still a chance of fog this morning, maybe some rain in the afternoon with highs in the mid-40s. It's 38 in Joplin.
And we want to remind you to get signed up for a New Year, New You at KIX1025.com right now, presented by Dr. Fly Salon Spa in Joplin.
Yeah, this is really cool. You could win an OxyGlow facial along with lip blushing and a nano brow permanent cosmetic procedure, which is valued at like $1,300.
And you can get signed up once a day through this Sunday at 6. And if you share the contest with a friend, you get an additional entry.
So if you want your makeup like partly done when you wake up, it's one less thing you got to worry about in the morning. It's really cool. Go get signed up at KIX1025.com.
So we're talking about the thing you should never share with anyone else.
You can call or text to let us know at 417-623-1025.
What's something you should never share?
You should never share your Social Security number like I have. Bad idea.
Yeah, that'll get you put on a mailing list.
Yuck.
Among other things.
What should you absolutely just never share?
I'm telling you, these old people need to stop sharing their dentures at the nursing home.
Ooh, do they even do that?
How does that work, Megan?
Well, when they're sitting there eating dinner and, one person can't eat a certain food, they start swapping dentures to see which one fits best.
That is crazy. I don't see how they get them to fit in their mouths correctly. Aren't those custom made? And Bill's big teeth, it's going to look really stupid in Janet's mouth.
What should you just never share?
My wife. Ain't having it.
Good one, but isn't that common sense?
Well, yeah, unless you're one of those commune things where that's the kind of thing they do there, I guess.
From Utah?
Yeah, right. What's something you should never share?
Never share your toothbrush.
Never.
Oh, never. That's disgusting.
It's like eating food out of someone else's mouth.
Oh, gross.
There's a visual for you, Morning.
Yeah, why do you have to paint it like that?
What is something you should never share with someone else?
623-1025 to text or call.
Or tell us on Facebook.
It's the 4 states #1 for country. You chewing someone else's pre-chewed. Ooh.
Well, the taste is gone. I dated a girl and we used to swap gum all the time.
Why?
Because it was, just one of those things you do when you're in junior high or high school.
Literal swapping
She
spit?
would kiss me and give me her gum.
I'll pass.
Who is Harry Larry? Harry?
It's very Harry Larry.
That's how you get mono. One of the many ways. The many wide and varied ways.
But also, that's kind of nice. They're trying to share their dentures.
Is it?
Poor you can't chew this. I can have this.
Got to have the same jaw size. Did you hear about the frat boys who got arrested at OSU?
What happened?
They left a dead longhorn cow on a rival frat house's lawn.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. As a rule of thumb, in general, if an innocent prank probably involves hundreds of pounds of dead animal, it's probably against the law. Hi there, Morning KIX. What is something you should never share with someone else?
Well, Dad always says that you should never borrow a man's chainsaw or his wife. Just a chainsaw and my wife.
Both of those sound a lot alike when they're running, though, don't they?
They do. That's very true.
Have a great day.
Have a good day, guys.
Thanks for calling. Bye-bye.
Never borrow a guy's chainsaw or his wife.
I mean, either way, it's pretty dangerous.
Wise words right there.
You're playing with danger at that point.
Both need sharpened frequently.
So can we talk a little bit more about Elle King and her Opry performance? Because this was a mess.
Yeah, so she was drunk the other night.
She was super drunk.
It was some sort of Dolly Parton thing they were doing.
Yeah, they were doing a tribute to Dolly Parton, and she was performing at the Grand Ole Opry, and she was
wasted
to the point that the Grand Ole Opry actually issued a public apology for her behavior.
Yeah, I guess her language was a little less than desirable.
Which, I mean, that's very Elle King, but that is not the setting for that by any means, nor the audience for that.
Play the room.
She turned into Grand Old Sloppy.
Grand old slop.
She needs to apologize and get help. Yeah, I could see that too. I mean, she likes her drinks. She is not afraid to talk about drinking the other country stars under the table.
Catch up with you.
Yeah, Megan says she needs to go.
So what is the status of the Whataburger? It's supposed to be opening up here at 20th. Wasn't that supposed to already be done? I thought that was happening.
I don't know. I know they're working on it.
Year, are they?
Yeah, they're working on it this morning even. But I'm not sure of the...
You go by that, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Have they got signs up or anything?
No.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah.
It's moving a lot faster in Webb. Webb has also got a Popeyes going up. On Madison. She needs a wake-up call. She's got a young kid. Yeah. I mean, she's made some pretty big changes, I'd say. I mean, just even physically looking at her, she looks completely different.
Who's she?
Mm-hmm.
El King?
Mm-hmm. So did you know that the way that Bella wags her tail means something?
Well, of course. That's one of their major communication devices for a dog.
So do you know what it means when it wags more to the right?
I don't believe this is a thing.
It is
Not
a thing.
right-tailed or left-tailed. When they wag it, short little tags like that is a humble, meek thing. The up and big and bold is a happy thing. It can also be an aggressive thing. So for the male dog, when they get around a female and start doing that, it's a, it can be an excited thing.
Well,
Tail down wag is a, I'm sorry, I'm humble.
But if it's wagging more to the right, it's a positive thing. That's how you know that it's happy. If it's wagging more to the left, it's a negative thing. It's a real thing.
I don't think
they did research on this and everything. So if your dog's tail is wagging more to the left, that's when he's not happy.
Black Crows have a new album called Happiness Bastards.
That's good. She drunk and needed to go home. Yeah. It's like the song, Drunk and I don't want to go home.
She should.
That was a good one, Megan.
Well, I'd be nervous flying these Boeing 737 Maxes.
Why?
Well, the one had the door come off.
Okay, yeah.
And now the FAA has recommended that airlines carry out checks on all of them after a second one that uses the same kind of door plug design lost its door plug during Alaska Airlines flight. Another Alaska Airlines that had that. So it's the 737-900ER. We'll take you to the ER, I guess. Sit too close to the door. They grounded 171 of those.
Yikes.
What the heck?
What?
Well, here's another guy that they found dead inside of a chimney down in Georgia.
Another guy.
Well, you've heard these stories before, and you're like, what? Was he playing Santa Claus? And I don't know, and police aren't saying what the situation is, but they found his body stuck in the chimney. He went missing in late December. His family organized a search for him last week, and I guess he'd been dead for several weeks. He was passing through Macon, heading to Florida before he decided to stop and rent a house in the area. The landlord notified the family after finding the house's door wide open. He said the scene looked suspicious. So, I don't know if someone killed him and stuffed his body up in there, or if he decided to play Santa Claus to himself. He was the only one there.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little weird.
It's going to say maybe he was trying to break into a house, but
well, he rented the house.
If he was renting the house,
Yeah.
maybe not. He was trying to break into his own house, practicing for other people's houses.
Oh, and our next pandemic.
Oh, geez.
Could be coming. They have discovered a zombie virus, they're calling it, in the Arctic permafrost. So as the Arctic ice melts, which it does frequently, not necessarily a global warming event caused by us. This happens throughout. If you look through cycles, the planet's temperature has been much higher on an average many, many times. But they're saying that the thawing of that ice could release zombie viruses and trigger a catastrophic global health emergency. So we've got that to think about, too.
Awesome.
I just think they sit around coming up with this stuff.
When you say things like that, it makes me think of that song from Monsters, Inc. Put that thing back where it came from. Just leave it up there. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. They're making another Jurassic World movie?
Well, the story's never been done. They've never done the story quite right. Michael Crichton wrote those books, the Jurassic stories.
There's a bajillion movies, and all the new ones have gone downhill.
Yeah, they really have. But the story is where the human race almost goes extinct because of their release back into, they get into the mainland and end up killing a lot of people and creatures, and they cause mass disruption and the fight and getting them back under control. And they eventually have to just learn to live alongside them the same way that we do bears and deer and lions. Oh, my.
How do you live alongside a T-Rex? Or a Brachiosaurus? He's not going to watch where he's stepping.
You get a homeowners association manager to take care of all their issues, and you stay out of it.
Okay. Don't do that. Did I do this? Oh, excuse me. A woman who served in World War II, just reached a milestone birthday of 101, was asked, what's the secret to a long life? Her answer, drink all the booze you can.
Stay drunk.
I've heard people say booze and Dr. Pepper are the two answers that I've heard. I've never heard I ate a bunch of salads and worked out all the time.
Never that. But Dr. Pepper is not one of them because you will get kidney stones after a number of years of drinking Dr. Pepper. You do not want that. It'll make you wish you were dead.
Mammoths. They're already getting things started. They got to precondition us somehow.
They've talked about that over and over and over, and it's never happened. I feel like they got to be really bored to do that. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 834.
Wanting to know, what should you never share?
623-1025 to tell us.
Here's Tyler Hubbard.
On KIX 102.5. So this is interesting, too. And I was going to ask you, although you don't have to answer. Science researchers are wanting to know whether pooling your whether you should pool your finances if you're in a relationship, as to whether it makes couples happier and healthier when they use joint bank accounts. But according to a study that they did on this, pooling finances is a good decision. They used data from over 38,000 people and found that couples who pool all their money are more satisfied and less likely to break up. I get that.
I get that too.
Resentment when they're separate.
I think there's a lot of
anything that
a lot of ways to look at it, though.
Breaks or that separates, that creates separation is a bad thing in a relationship.
Sure. Are they talking marriage or just a relationship?
They're saying just romantic relationship.
If it's just a romantic relationship, then I wouldn't.
Me and Gina did when we were living together. When we moved in together, when we decided to play house, we combined finances.
I think it's one thing if you're living together.
Yeah. Oh, if you're dating.
But if you're just dating, that's something totally different. I know some people who say you should always keep your money separate just because you never know what's going to happen.
Well, that's asking for it to happen, I think. What kind of commitment is that?
I mean, if you have someone who is abusive and...
Well, that's literally the opposite of the definition of commitment, though. Planning for separation is not commitment.
I mean, I have a friend who she and her husband have been together for over a decade in terms of how long they've dated and then been married for. And she still has a bank account that is just hers that he has absolutely nothing to do with, just because if something were to ever happen and she needed to be financially secure in her own.
I'd be interested to see what happens with that relationship, but I think that's the wrong mindset to go into anything like that with. Plan for something like that. You're literally setting up a portion of your mind around that idea. It's like predestination, or what is the predictive bias that they in scientific experiments.
Mm-hmm. Some people would say you're just being prepared.
Huh?
Some folks would just say you're just being prepared. What ifs?
I
mean,
what if for things that might happen?
I mean, how many times have you seen in documentaries, I thought I knew my partner, I thought I knew them whatever, and then they did.
Sure, and you should know your partner.
What have you?
Before you get into that, I think.
I mean, you look at like BTK, his family had no idea what he was going on doing.
And again, I wonder, to me, there needs to be a higher level of accountability between couples than there are in those situations. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
Still some areas of fog this morning, but we should see that.
Get it, Jen. Wait a minute. She just saw a cat go through the hallway and she had to go chase it real quick.
Okay, it's gone.
Did you get in it?
No, I
got away from you?
Yeah. Still some areas of patchy fog this morning. A chance of rain in the afternoon, highs in the mid-40s. It's 39 in Joplin.
And we're talking about what should you never share with anyone else ever?
Your illness, your cough.
Your whatever it might be. It could be a thing, could be some information, could be something on social media, but it doesn't have to be.
You can call or text to let us know, 417-623-1025.
What should you never share?
Well, Dad always said that you should never borrow a man's chainsaw or his wife. So I'm guessing my chainsaw or my wife.
Both of those sound a lot alike when they're running, though, don't they?
They do. That is very true.
What should you absolutely never share?
Your personal life on social media.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I don't need to know that you and your brother was in a fight and he called his mom and the cousin and now the mom's telling you to get over it and be done with it.
We've got cable. We don't need more drama.
Right?
What is something that you should never share with anyone else?
Your Netflix password, because...
Wait a minute.
Let her explain.
Okay.
Wait a minute. My ex had ours, moved back to Missouri in with somebody else, and continued using it where we couldn't get on out here.
Well, okay. Now, in that instance, I would say that is bad. Yeah, that's
Yeah, what should you absolutely never share?
You should not share girlfriends.
You definitely should not share girlfriends.
I could see where that would cause conflict, both in friendships and relationships. We're players. We have an open relationship.
What should you never share?
623-1025. What's something you should never share?
Your mouth guard.
Your mouth guard. You mean the kind that you put in when you sleep at night, or like a sports one? It doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah.
Pretty much anything that goes in your mouth should not be shared with anyone else.
True.
You take that wherever you want to.
True.
What is something that you should never share?
You can call or text to let us know at 623-1025.
It's the 4 states #1 for country.
KIX 102.5. At Affordable Dentures and Implants in Joplin, they believe in the healing power of a new smile.
The way it looks and makes you feel.
The way a smile lights up a room.
Everyone deserves to love their smile.
And that is why they make high-quality dentures and life-changing dental implants affordable for everyone.
With new financing options available, you don't need to wait another day to get your smile back. And the end. Okay. Let's delete that. I just saw dental.
Yeah. Morning, Christopher.
Of course, right there.
Okay, what is going on with my chair? I am actively thinking. Hold on, Dorinda. Saying commercial. Give us a second.
It's fixed now. I didn't see that until we got into the break and had to go do a quick grab. And it was
I should have said something. I thought about that. I'll just make a point to
pull open the ones that I'm used to, but that one I'm not used to.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to do it here. We probably ought to wait till the next break.
We should probably wait after that. Did we ever hear anything from Rottler?
I was on vacation.
Pest control. Endorsement. Yeah, never put all your eggs in one basket. There are a lot of people who would agree with that.
So if you're extroverted, love horror movies, and falling asleep to TV or podcasts, you're more likely to sleep naked. That's a survey that they did because they were really bored. Said people who sleep naked and those who prefer wearing pajamas, revealing some interesting differences. Those who sleep naked are also slightly more likely to be night owls and more likely to say they're very confident than those who sleep in pajamas. Not only that, but they say respondents who sleep in the nude are happier with their current sex life with the sheets. And for those with a partner, they say it positively impacts their intimacy. Well, yeah, but how much of that is on accident?
On accident?
Respondents who sleep in pajamas are more likely to watch drama and mystery movies, and they're more likely to be early birds.
Oh, the more you know. I thought I brought my inhaler today. Aha! I did.
Puff, puff.
Puff, puff, indeed.
Get a toilet paper subscription.
So you don't have to relive.
This is a thing.
COVID crazy.
The subscription thing is the new money maker for companies. They know that, well, it's not that they make more money off of you. They get more long-term purchases. You're less likely to go to a competitor when you're with a subscription. This is, you get automatic repeat orders of things that you use all the time. There is this company called Who Gives a Crap. Seriously, that's their name.
Who gives a crap?
And this person gets a big box every few months, and the frequency's adjustable. Get an email a few days before it's time for the next shipment. You can skip one if you don't need more toilet paper yet. And this person says it's taken a lot of stress out of their life. So we use subscriptions for a lot of things. It's just less things you have to remember and repurchase. We do it for our coffee, for my shaving stuff, for Bella's food, for her treats, for her prescription stuff. Right. All of that is on a subscription. Our air freshener for the house is subscription based. I feel like there's more things. But now, and I heard about this morning, Applebee's has a date night subscription.
What?
It's a weekly date night that you get for $200 a month. It's a pretty good deal. So that comes out to what? About $50 a week. And it guarantees your seating immediately on any night that you want. And you get that once a week, every week, all year long. It's $200 a month, and they sold out just after minutes that they made it available. Yeah,
I would think that would still be that's too expensive for Applebee's. What do you get with it other than just immediate seating?
I'm not sure. Let's look that up.
Because Applebee's isn't that expensive. I mean, Kyle and I have been to Applebee's, and I don't think we raked up a $70 bill or $50 bill even.
So it sold out. They offered a limited number of these, good for 52 weeks. It sold out in 1 minute.
Wow.
The subscription pays for $30 worth of food and beverages per date, although alcoholic drinks are not included.
Sure.
So it's unclear how many passes were made available by the restaurant, which conceded that demand far exceeded their expectations. The value that the card holds, it amounts to more than $1,500. So 200 times 12 is $2,400 that you will spend for that in a year. So to me, it's not a good value.
No.
Pass holders looking to get the most out of the deal could save about $1,360 annually if they use their subscription every week for a year.
What?
I guess 52 weeks is what you need to base that on. So 52 times 30. Calculator time. That's $4,500. Okay. So that's $4,500.
52. It's $1,560.
Oh, I was doing 50 times.
But they're only giving you $30 then.
30.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
$1,560.
still not a good.
No.
How would you get savings?
And are you sure that's $200 a month?
Yeah, $200 a month. Wait a minute. No, it was only $200 for the year.
Oh, okay. Now we're talking.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense
That's
then.
way
$1,500
better.
and something. Okay, so they were only $200 for the entire year. Yeah, that's a huge loss.
Yeah.
How are they doing that? I guess it gives them a baseline clientele or something.
Maybe they're just assuming not everyone's going to use it either.
Boy, I would.
Yeah, for $200, if I can go get a free meal every week.
I thought it
you
was
better
$200
believe
a month.
It's way better.
Yeah. So the subscription thing, Amazon does it. You can put almost anything on a subscription on Amazon. But another new trending thing is cutting subscriptions. People are going through and just slashing them like crazy. They're like, do we use this? Do we really use this? And
It's really easy to subscribe to something and then completely forget about it.
and that's what they hope that you'll do. Like Peacock. When's the last time you watched something good on Peacock? Do you have a subscription for that? Cancel it. It's stupid. And you can't watch anything on that channel for free.
Isn't Dateline on Peacock?
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Why would you
Kyle
wanna-
and I can rabbit hole on Dateline for hours.
I'm pretty sure you could probably watch old episodes on YouTube for free.
But are they as, I don't know.
Pirated, probably.
Got 35 seconds.
$200. Yeah, I didn't realize it was a
We
one-time
put it
fee.
that way, then heck yeah.
Oh, we've got QC here.
We can do
One at
Jump
the
and
beginning,
Family.
one at the end. We'll do yours at the beginning.
I was going to say we can do mine at 9:20.
Can we?
He's got to remember to do
They've
it.
got specified time rates for this stuff.
Okay, well then we'll just do it here.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states, number 1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 848.
A chance of rain this afternoon with highs in the mid-40s. It's 39 in Joplin.
Morning KIX takeover starting in just 5 minutes. Still time to go on the KIX app or the website and make your song picks before we start playing them back.
But we're talking about things that you should just absolutely never share.
623-1025. What's something you should never share with someone else?
Well, your jock strap or your cup.
Definitely not.
Yeah, you know what? If they didn't come prepared, that's their problem, not yours.
Right, yep.
What should you never share?
Your spouse or significant other.
Yeah, unless you do live in Utah. Now that's an instance, I guess, where it's a normal practice.
Yeah, if you're out there hanging out in Utah, it's like an everyday thing.
It's what they do.
Yeah, not for me, thanks.
What is something you should never share with anyone else?
Personal problems like the fact that you might have bad gas, let alone the gas itself.
Or how about the gas in general, Andy? You shouldn't share that either, right?
In general, yeah.
Or if you do, blame it on the dog.
Blame it on the dog.
Or Randy. Just blame it on Randy.
Sure, blame it on me. What is something that you should never share with someone else?
Your underwear.
Oh, yeah.
Why would you need to do that anyway?
Who knows? Maybe somebody's in a pickle and...
What is it with people
Randy,
being in pickles?
Randy, here's the scenario. So you're out camping, you're having a good time, you go to sleep, and you wake up. It is ransacked. Bears come in, destroyed camp, taken off with all of your underwear.
All right. We're way too invested in this.
There you go.
Why is there a bear stealing my underwear?
I'm just saying, well, he could have tore it up. It could have been close to the food, and next thing you know, no underwear.
They were my underwear.
What should you never share?
Used feminine product.
Oh, God. Wait, if they're used in the first... No,
Just stop.
Never,
We're not
never.
going down that rabbit hole.
All right, tell us what is something that you think you should never share with someone else on Facebook.
Or you can text us at 623-1025.
It's the 4 states, number 1 for country, KIX 102.5.
Where are you going to put QC?
At the end, after Buffalo Run.
Okay.
So tomorrow, one of my favorite topics of all, what is the craziest thing that you ever accidentally dropped in the toilet? These stories never get old, and they never fail to amaze me because the stupid stuff that people have out standing over the toilet. Also, there is a story of a guy who swears up and down that he has Bigfoot in his freezer.
No.
Hey, he's got him frozen there.
Like, is he trying to cryogenically freeze him so he can bring him back at some point? Or why is he in the freezer?
He says that his father shot this thing back in the 1950s, and he has been keeping it in there ever since.
Family heirloom.
Yeah. Since 1953.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So we'll tell you that whole story about that tomorrow. And the price of eggs is going up.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're doing that again.
Yeah, it's another thing again this year. I don't know if you've noticed the last time you went to the grocery store, but we were at the neighborhood market this last weekend, and the dozen eggs, where you could buy a dozen, that was empty. They had the 18 eggs. Who needs that many eggs? Unless you have a big family.
Depends what you're making.
I guess. But we had to buy one of the 18 egg things. And I'm like, these are going to go bad before we eat them. Wasn't a choice.
Yep.
So we'll talk about all of that tomorrow. Don't forget to go get signed up for the New Year, New You. And have a great rest of your Tuesday.
Bye.